Okay, guys, good morning to everybody. Today is the 23rd of June, 2026. CRAZII Market Talk with KEL. CRAZII, anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to everybody. This is another great day to start the session. All right, guys, tonight we have a very important session. We have the Zoom at Singapore time, 8 p.m., Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand time, 7 p.m. Okay? So don't be late, all right? The Zoom ID has already been sent out, I believe. All right, if you don't have it itself, right, let us know, okay? Check your email, yeah? It's via email. All right? Okay, so the thing is this, tonight for 1 hour, we'll be sharing very, very important market analysis of the economic factor and why I believe that there is going to be a pullback from these few days until next month. And if all this happen, we can make a lot of money from there. And after that, there could be a massive bull market coming in. All right, so before we go into all the detail, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management. Yeah, very, very important. Okay, so let's do the fundamental first. Now, for those who are not online, what you can do is very simple. Take out your handphone, go to ChatGPT, then you just tell ChatGPT to listen and then transcribe live. And then you can see as I'm talking, ChatGPT is listening and then transcribing to you in the language of your choice, okay? So that is how you can use AI to your advantage, okay? All right, so today, let's us try it out, okay, and see. Okay, so what are the major news today? Now, major news, why not many? First of all, oil price initially raised up yesterday because of the US-Iran issue. Then after that itself, right, the oil price pulled back quite a fair bit from $77, pulled back all the way to $74, and that was where everybody just toned down. So the question is this, some people asking me, so KEL, that means the oil is not going up, right? Now, when you buy something for a long term, you want it to be doing sideways momentum so that you can buy it cheap, and then you just keep it and hold it. Not those whereby it's gushing up and then just keep on flying to the sky. Those is already when the market has already collected enough, sufficient, and then they are pushing up to the sky. For the people who are not knowing what to do, they'll chase after it and then the boys throw to them. So this is the difference between a trader who actually plot their strategical positioning versus they speculate on just the current trend, okay? So for me, it's all right. I'm basically buy, sell at the low end of 74 region to 77 region. And of course, once the market break out, then that's where I will hold the position longer, yeah? All right, one thing to note is that we know that unfortunately, Alan Greenspan, one of the former chairman of Federal Reserve, have just passed on at the age of 100. Wow, okay? Now, he is the one who actually commented in 1996 about the irrational exuberance, but the market didn't burst until 2001. So it was like 5 years early. So thinking of this, even a federal chief chairman, one of the highest position in the economic, still can be wrong for 5 years before the market actually collapsed. So this is the thing of, that's how things work, yeah? Now, UK PM again have decided to resign as Britain faces its 7th leader in 10 years. Oh my God. Literally every prime minister stay only about 1.5 years or lesser in their tenure with UK. So it's very crazy is that UK is still having this problem, and always they get new leader in, stay for 1 year, and after that things change again, they kick him out and then I'll kick her out and then they restart again. It's very, very silly here. But the market is still doing fine, incredibly, yeah. All right, Alphabet had its worst day in over a year as AI concern after high-profile exit. So apparently, Alphabet shares slip at 5%. That's interesting because we just know that Warren Buffett have purchased, Berkshire Hathaway purchased a lot of Alphabet recently, right? Yes, they got it cheaper. So this price that slipped down is almost the same price as Berkshire Hathaway purchased recently, yeah? So why? Because several consecutive high-profile researchers have left. Right, not too sure why they leave, but then because of that itself, there's a lot of concern, and they think that this is going to drain the company brain. Yeah, so all this thing is you can read on your own. I'll send it out later. All right, and that will be all. S&P 500 closed lower last night because of the tech shares coming down, and because there's a lot of worry about Alphabet. Yeah, all right. So major share like Amazon, Meta, Microsoft all lost between 4.8% to about 2.3%. Now, SpaceX also lost 16%, posting its third straight day decline. Now, I already told you guys for this SpaceX, be very careful, right? Not to chase after that. So the share price, let me see. Can we see the share price today? Not yet. The share price is now 156. Yeah. So remember, I say 180 to sell this SpaceX. Now it's at 156. So basically, I shorted some shares of this, and now it's into profit. Yeah. So I told you 185 is my very, very unacceptable level. So I told you at 185, you can sell 185 somewhere around here. All right, 220, I wanted to sell here, but due to some issue, couldn't sell. So 185 is here. Now we're trading at 156. And I did told you my target is 135, all right? I believe if you go back to the IPO price, 135 is the IPO price. So let's see whether am I right on this, yeah? So that's why I say don't chase SpaceX share, all right? Really not worth it. Because SpaceX shares itself, right, is overvalued, that's the first thing. Second thing is that the normal float in SpaceX itself is 30%. Normally for technology shares in the market, right, it's only 10% float. But this time now, they float up to 30%. It means they allow a lot of people to buy the share. And we all know this coming Thursday, there is a small, what they call, group of people, they are able to sell some shares of it, yeah? So do take note of this thing here. So 135, I think, will be likely be triggered in the near term. Okay? All right? Cool. All right, next thing is that let's look at the technical side. Let's hope the technical is working today. Okay, seemingly not. Okay, it's jam up as usual. All right, never mind. We will now post our CRAZII.com chart. Yeah, most likely because I turned out a lot of video today because I'm preparing for tonight's event. So maybe that is causing it itself. Yeah, I just had to guess something randomly. Yeah. Okay, now guys, tonight event, we have more than 200 people have already signed up for this event, the Zoom session. You are still okay to bring in a bit more friends to join the party. Just come in and look and see how it goes. Yeah. Okay. Now this morning, if you look at the Dow Jones, we have a Dow Jones writing, right? That one is done by pure AI. Wow. Yes, and this morning, the gold analysis was done by myself, but the Dow Jones one was done by AI. So if you read the Dow, you will notice that the way it says is something very similar to how I do. So very soon we will have a CRAZII AI running around to assist all the CRAZII members. All right, very cool. Okay, so let's look at today's goal first. So first of all, definitely without saying, gold is coming down today. It is below OP. The OP today, as you can see, 4193. That is the gold opening price. And then, is it 493 or 416? Wait, a little bit lost. Wait, let me see the price. Yeah. Okay. Cannot be 493, but can it be? Yeah, can. Then after that, now gold is trading lower. Yeah, broke below the MLP 4166 and trading lower now. And the main thing is this, the KSI has finally turned to red. So with a red candlestick and a red KSI, there's a very high chance the market will test and break. Now, pivot 2 is at 4144. So very high chance gold will be moving towards that. And once it goes there and break 4144, oh my God, this can be very crazy because the next KCB is as low as 4074. Okay, so guys, please take note, there is a possibility that gold can come down all the way to 4074. So what's the reason why gold can come down to so low? It's because now there are many worries that the US Federal Reserve will increase interest rate. And if they increase interest rate, that means the dollar will improve. The dollar improve means that the pressure for gold will go down. So the pressure will go up. So that's why the price will come down. So dear all, for gold itself, right, it's not a time to buy gold and keep, not at this point right now. If you want to do that, let the market come down deep enough first, maybe break some levels like 4144 or 4074, break it down first. Then if you find some support at the bottom, then maybe you can buy. Now, what I suspect is that the next 1.5 months, the market will keep on talking about hiking interest rate. So that's why when the market starts talking about this, there'll be some worry coming in. And after that, the market will take a selling off. Then maybe after a while later, when the market has really got sell off very badly, and then the traders are giving up, maybe then Federal Reserve will come in to save the day by telling again the market that we don't need to raise interest rate, or we can just stop here and then let's consider to cut interest rate instead, like it is. All right. So today the 8 p.m. session, do attend. You will definitely love it. Yeah. Okay. So this is the gold day chart, and look at the 5-minute chart, everybody. Now the 5-minute chart today, this is how it traded. So first of all, gold this morning opened somewhere around here, and it went sideways for a while. And then after that, take a look, everybody. This is where I shorted the first time, yeah? I make it bigger for you to understand this better. Okay. So what happened is, okay, I saw the 4 diamond, and then I draw my diamond line, right? I draw my diamond line on the closing price. And then after that, once the market breaks below OP with red candle, this is where I shorted gold. Ready? Then gold come down all the way here, missed the KTR -1 by a little bit and rebounded. So when I saw the market rebounded without coming down, all right, I started to close off my buy position, my sell position here. So I make some money, but not a lot. Then after that, the price went all the way up because it's the double diamond, right? Okay, went all the way up. So what was basically making me worry and wary was that the market refused to stay above OP. Now, the earlier case, the market tried to stay above OP, pretty clear. But now the market failed to stay above OP. Now, this is not a good sign, right? I don't think it's a good sign. So that is the reason why after that, when the market basically goes sideways, and I see a 4 diamond here again, I draw my diamond line right at the closing price. And same thing when I saw this particular candle. The candle actually is the high that breached the opening price and come back down. Now this is very different. This one is the body cover over. This one is the tail purposely touch the OP and pull back. Now the first one, A, is much more devastating than B. B is just a follow through action. A is basically trying to tease the opening price and then fail, and that created the sell-off. So after that, the market had to come down very strongly to KTR -1. Then after that, you can see it closed again below KTR -1. So very high chance even for KTR -2. And of course, truth be told, KTR -2 was already triggered by then. So there was some profit on market, but also some disturbance. And of course, now the thing is this, everyone take a look. This is the current gold right now. Okay, so gold at the moment right now has came down, and now it is sideways, and then we have the blue diamond over here. So by default, you should be going for buy, but then because it's below OP, below OP, I don't think so. And after that, you notice the yellow actually get lower. But the thing is this, on a downtrend, we focus on yellow, right? Yes. For downtrend, we focus on yellow. So what we're having now is a K trend. All right, K trend is involved here. The yellow candle on the A is lower than the candle on the B. So because of that itself, right, the market is slower. And so that's why most likely gold will be coming down to test the pivot 1, pivot 2 at 4144 first, okay? So traders, please take note, there is a possibility for the gold price to trade lower, yeah, in the afternoon or evening session. Okay, so that is the gold analysis. All right, let's take a look at the next available market. Now, this is the Bitcoin. All right, today Bitcoin got the KSI turning green. So by right, as long as Bitcoin stays above OP, we should see going for pivot 1 at 65,800 plus. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, right now, if the Bitcoin trade down instead and break below, okay, should be pivot two, then the selling can bring it down all the way to here itself, right? This is the Bitcoin going back to 60,600 plus level. So traders, please be careful. Although the KSI has turned green, but the candle is yellow color, but then if the market doesn't go above OP, there's nothing much you can do, yeah? So very, very important. Now, this is the ETH. You can see it's almost the same thing. All right, and we have the 4 diamond, put it in. So by right, if the market want to sell today, it will sell down all the way here. If it go up instead, it should go all the way here. So at the moment now, I don't see any reason to buy ETH, even though the boys are buying, but the market's not responding, and there is a 4 diamond, right? So I mean the closing price become very important, cannot break. That is also the level for. All right, I mentioned earlier as well for the MA30, yeah. Okay, all right. So next market is oil. Now you can see that oil yesterday tried to go up, went on the high of $77, if not wrong. All right, and then after that got pulled back by the market again. So the question is this: the market now seemingly is holding somewhere around here. So we just have to wait for a while. This price, as you can see, is $73.80, where we are right now. And the big boys are selling, and the retail are forced to sell too. So everything looks down, but the market is not coming down. So if the market not coming down, if you return, that is a higher chance for you to go back up again. All right. So my personal view is this: I have some oil in my portfolio, not a lot, but it's definitely losing money. But I'm okay with that because I think that oil will find a base sooner or later. It's okay. I think which is better. They can do things later on. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's look at the US Dow Jones. Now Dow Jones has been having the red KSI for many days already. This is not a good sign. The KSI is so red, and there is a possibility that Kevin Walsh will actually explain that why US President do this. The market may choose to purposely slide down first, all right, just to get the hang of it. And you can see right now that one is something like on. All right, so the thing is this: for the Dow Jones, if the market now fail to stay up itself, right, Dow Jones does have the ability to come back down all the way to serve the KCB here, and that will be somehow at about 41, sorry, 51, wait, let me see, correct? No, 50, pivot to 5285. 85, wait, 552, 51. Sorry, my bad. Oh dear, 51279. Okay, sorry. Okay, so where are we right now? We are 51780. So for the market come down to here, it will take some time, at least another 500 points to drop to this level. But with the boys all selling, there is a possibility for that. Okay, so traders, these few days, I think you should be marching towards the sell side than the buy side for the US Dow Jones. Now let's look at the NASDAQ. You should see something similar. All right, NASDAQ, we have a bit of sideways, very strong sideways effect, despite the boys are selling in this case. They are selling the NASDAQ, and we have the NASDAQ line here, and the market really stopped exactly at the diamond line and then rebound. So the thing is this: if the market choose up instead, will see 30,784 NASDAQ. But if NASDAQ choose to sell down instead, right, then of course NASDAQ can come down all the way to 29,421. So of course this is going to be a drastic drop. So I don't think it drops so much fast, but it is possible based on the mathematics of this this KCB and also the other factor here. Okay. All right, guys. So that will be all for today's sharing. I want you to know that we are doing our best to do this live commentary every single day. But the best thing is this: if you are from different country, what I can do is that whenever I'm talking, turn on ChatGPT and say, "Listen and transcribe live to me in language like Bahasa or Vietnamese or Khmer." You press, and then when I'm speaking, you will see it flowing out. So you're actually getting it live, but you're reading it that way. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Singapore time. Okay? Bye-bye.